Hello, everybody. Um, Hello to the people that might be catching the replay on this. I decided to do this earlier because I'm not doing anything right now, so might as well. Anyways, this as you can see, the title, excuse me, because this alarm thingy is gonna keep going on. Well, this notification thing is going to keep going on. And let me turn this down quick. Okay. Well, this one that I'm doing today is called Your Enemies Are Not My Enemies. So I've been thinking about this lately. And in these YouTube streets, I don't know where everybody got this from, but they have this idea that your enemies are supposed to be my enemies, which it doesn't go down like that. We don't have the same enemies on these YouTube streets. So if just because you're mad at somebody doesn't mean that I need to be mad at them. Just because you feel some type of way about that person doesn't mean I need to feel that way about that person. And if you believe that I do and you believe that I shouldn't be associating with that person, I think that's your hang up and you're a very possessive person. And that's not a good trait in a friendship. And you don't keep friends like that. Point blank and period. You don't. Um, I've been going through these YouTube streets lately and I've been listening and watching how people move. And a lot of these folks move behind the scene. They're afraid to, for one, show their face. Two, to express the way they really feel. And three, to let down the person that they feel like they are being supportive towards. For one, I don't care. I'm gonna let everybody know that right now. I don't care if I support you or not. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm gonna let you know if you're wrong. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how people do. That's just the, unspoken code. you know, you're supposed to let people know when they're wrong, and you're supposed to let people know if you feel like they're right. You don't have to be afraid to express yourself to anybody. Hey, Money, how are you doing? Thank you for joining. Um, Anyways, so like I was saying, like just because you feel some type of way about that person doesn't mean that I have to feel some type of way about them. If I like a person, if I genuinely like a person, I'm gonna keep liking them because that's the way I feel about them. Nobody's gonna change my mind about that person until I see if that person is full of shit or bogus or whatever, or with the shit. So, well, I didn't even intend on doing this live and cursing, but sometimes you just have to tell it like it is. But hey, Micah, how are you? I hope I said that right. Um, you have to let the person know how you feel, straight up. If I have a problem with you, I'm gonna tell you I have a problem with you, why I have a problem with you, and if we'll be able to solve that problem. If not, I'm gonna keep on pushing. I'm gonna go my way, you go yours, regardless of the fact that how you feel. You know, it's let me see. I don't know how to break this down for the people who don't understand, because a lot of people don't understand this concept in life. They don't understand. And I don't understand if it's something in childhood that made them like this because they didn't have much friends or they didn't know how to accept their real ones or what. Oh, I'm glad to see that you're doing good, Money. That's great. Um, I don't know if it stemmed from childhood or what, but you're not supposed to sit over here and make somebody else's. You're not, because transfer of emotions is a real thing, y'all. It's real. You can transfer your emotions off on somebody else. If you're having a bad day and you go out there and you're grumpy and you're over here getting attitudes with everybody, you're trying to transfer your emotions, your ill will, your ill feelings towards somebody else off into someone else. And it's real. And if you're weak, you're going to fall for it. I'm glad that you're doing fine, Mike. I'm doing fine too. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Um, you're going to transfer those emotions to a weak person, a weaker person. If you don't have tough skin and you're weak and you're really, really vulnerable or you're really impressionable, that person that's having a bad day, they can easily transfer their emotions on you. And when they see that weakness in you, they will stop at nothing to try to get you to feel the same way they feel. And you got to be smart. You got to be one step ahead of these kind of people because they're narcissists. They're master manipulators. So in order for you to keep your head strong and to keep yourself, in the right perspective about somebody, you need to go ahead and make your own opinions and use your own mind. God gave us all our own brain for a reason, our own free will for a reason, because we don't follow behind someone else. We are all leaders. And they say, well, if there's all leaders and there's no followers, then how will people teach people new things? How will people show people, things are, you know, be able to help a person make a change in their life? No, you learn by your mistakes. You learn by the mistakes that you made. So if you're out there and you're doing what you do, hey, the Batman, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me today. The subject today is my enemies are not your enemies. And I'm just letting everybody know that just because you might feel a certain way about somebody doesn't mean that I have to feel a certain way about them, because that's just not how it goes. Some people seem to have that mindset that if I have a problem with this person, then you need to have a problem with this person. No, that's not how we're going to do this. I'm not going to feel ill will or ill towards that person just because you do. I'm sorry. I got my own brain. If I see that person is doing something grimy, or they're, doing something to hurt me or doing something to try to play me, then I'm going to come up with that on my own accord. I'm not going to listen to what you say, because that's what a lot of people are doing these days. They're going off what somebody else says, judging that person by what that person feels about the next person, and treating that person like dog shit just because. And they don't even know crap about that person. They don't know that person from A to Z. They don't know that person, at all. And they barely even know each other. So how are you going to sit over here and take somebody's word like it's gospel when it's not? You know what I'm saying? Like, just because a person says something doesn't necessarily mean it's true. They might have fallen out with that person. They might have had a bad run-in with that person. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have the same experience with that person that the next one did. It just doesn't go that way. What does that say? The Batman? Hey, what? Oh, okay, okay. Hi, I don't know how to say your name. Elm City? Elm City? Elm City. Thank you for being a new subby, and thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, so just because you feel a certain way about somebody doesn't necessarily mean that I will. Maybe I like that person. Maybe I find that trait that you don't like in that person. Maybe I find that appealing. Maybe I find that becoming. So, you know, you can't expect me to feel the same way that you feel. I'm sorry, you know, and you can't expect me to be weak and to let you transfer your emotions onto me, because that's not gonna happen. Sorry, it's not gonna happen. Matter of fact, no, I'm not sorry, because God gave me the mind, the will, the free will, the discernment to decide if I want to feel a certain way about a certain person by just checking them out, by observing, by watching their moves, by watching how they act. You know what I'm saying? It might take a minute to figure it out. You might even be friends with that person for a while before you figure out what type of person that person really is. You know? So you move at your own pace. When snakes are on the grass, you won't see them snakes until you cut your own grass. You got to cut your own grass before you can see those snakes. A, a wise man will tell a person, well, a homie will tell their other homie that there's a lot of snakes out there. Got to be careful. But a wise man will tell his homie, this is a jungle, man. You got to expect snakes, rats, rabbits, all kind of stuff coming your way. Lizards, slither, everything that slithers on the ground, to reptiles everywhere. You got to expect things popping up out the bushes everywhere on your ass, because it's a dog eat dog world out here. If believe it or not, everybody ain't gonna treat you like your mama treats you. Everybody ain't gonna treat you like your family treats you. When you get out into these streets, it becomes a real. It becomes a dog eat dog world, and nobody cares about your feelings. If you die, you lay down and die. The world keeps spinning. They might warn you for a little while, but after a while, they're gonna start smiling and laughing again, because that's just how it goes. It's the cycle of life. If anybody grew up watching The Lion King, you're gonna see. I mean, The Lion King, it was a great. cartoon movie. It really was because it did show lessons in life that humans go through. You know, they were just animals. Imagine the emotion and the power behind that message for humans. Come on now. You guys have to be wise these days. You have to use your own discernment. You have to, I mean, for the people who's catching the replay, sorry that you didn't get to catch me today. I know there's a lot of people that be emailing me and be telling me that, oh, I didn't, I missed your live. I know because I be scheduling for a certain time and then I end up changing my mind and going on earlier or going on later. Today I decided to go on earlier because I'm going to get out and go walk my little puppies and get out and go do some stuff because it's a nice day. So I'm already dressed. I'm already ready to rock and roll. I'm just going to sit here and talk to y'all for a minute because I think that somebody needs to hear this message, you know, because if I would have heard this when I was a lot younger and a lot dumber, then maybe I would have made some better decisions, you know. I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I was possessive over my friends. No, you're my friend. You're not gonna be their friend. No, you're not going over there because I'm not going over there. You can't act like that towards a person. Plant the seed and receive the reeds. Hey, how are you? Thank you for joining. If you can, please slide me that thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. So yeah, as I was saying, just because you make an enemy does not mean that I'm gonna make an enemy the same day that you made that enemy. I'm not. I'm going to read that person. I'm going to observe that person's moves. I'm going to observe that person's words. I'm going to take it in. I'm going to soak it in. I'm going to make my own decision of how I feel about that person. I'm not going to let you make that decision for me. I'm grown. We're grown. You know, we do grown up things. We think grown up things. We move grown up ways. We're not still children. When you become older, you put away those childish things, and a lot of people have not put away their childish motives, their childish ways. They haven't. They're stuck. They're stuck on immature thinking. They're stuck in their immature ways. They're stuck in their immature action. You're blessed. That's great. That's great. I'm so glad to hear that. Amen. Thank God. You know, and I'm not being sarcastic. I really do. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad that you're blessed. You know, you feel blessed. And you are blessed and highly favored. You know, all of us are. And people need to start thinking more of themselves because if there was more people that had higher self-esteem, they wouldn't be sitting over here trying to take out their low self-esteem, their low feelings about themselves on other people. You can't sit over here and spin narratives and make people try to think certain things about a person just because this is the way that you feel about them. You can't do that. It's just not right. It's not ethical. It's not, logical. It's not the thing to do, it's not because I see a lot of people who go around and they spin narratives and they lie on people and they make a person feel like they're just low as dirt because of something that they did. Don't Didn't you make mistakes in your past? Nobody is perfect. If you say you're perfect, you're a damn lie because you're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. The only one who was perfect that walked this earth as a man was Jesus Christ, and you're not him. So people make mistakes. People have told lies. People have, you know, spin narratives themselves. People have done a lot of stuff that they shouldn't have done. But at the end of the day, we are not each other's judge. God the Father is our judge. At the end of the day, we have to answer to a greater power. So for anybody on here that thinks that they should be the one that someone should answer to, you need to get off of your high horse and step down to the pedestal and sit down and self analyze your life and self analyze the way that you think about yourself because you're thinking too freaking highly. There's a such thing as having confidence, but there's a such thing as being egotistical at the same time. When you find yourself being egotistical, you need to sit down and really think about yourself. Because how could you sit over here and look at somebody else's face when you got SHIT on your own face? You haven't even washed your face this morning, or you happen to wash your face, but yet you're sitting over here pointing out all the flaws you see in somebody else's face. That's called a hypocrite. You can't be a hypocrite. Hey, Shavea. I hope I said that right. You can't sit over here and judge somebody else on their appearance when you ain't even up to par. I don't understand how people can do that. You know, I've always been a firm believer in cleaning my own house first. You got to clean around your own house first before you try to go into somebody else's house and clean up. And everybody can say that, "Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." At the end of the day, no, you're not, because you're not in heaven. You're not, living the high life. Even if you're Beyonce, Beyonce even got flaws. Because I'm gonna use Beyonce because everybody seems to think this lady is a goddess. This lady is all that plus a bag of chips. When this lady is human just like the rest of us, she might have been blessed to have a lot of bit more money than us, and a husband that has a lot of bit more money. But at the end of the day, she bleeds just like the rest of us. When she dies, she'll die just like the rest of us. And when she does, they'll mourn for a little while, and then after that, they're gonna keep on smiling. They're gonna go about their life. Just because somebody else died, somebody told me this a long time ago too. Just because someone else is dead doesn't mean that you died too. You got to keep on living your life. You got to keep on going, and it's true. Like, hello, and you did love. Oh, okay. Hi, Nikki. Egotistical and ignorant. That's right. There's a lot of people who's like that, and I just don't understand how they can be like that. I mean, who died and left you king or queen? You know, it doesn't make any sense. Like, we are all on the same equal level. We are no greater than each other, and I don't understand. The title that I said, if anybody missed it in the beginning, was just because you have an enemy doesn't make that person my enemy. I'm going to sit over here and I'm going to take in what I see. I'm going to take in what I hear that person spewing from their lips, and I'm going to make my own decision. And I'm going to come up with my own assumption about this person. I'm not going to let you assume something and make it be my assumption too. I'm not, because I don't know that person like you might think, and sometimes that person that's over here lying or talking about this person so bad, that person so bad, it's a reason behind the reason why you think that person's bad. There's always two sides to a story. So never ever listen to one side of the story and jump to conclusions, because you never know what made that push that person to act the way they are acting towards that person, you know? And I just don't understand how a person can sit up and feel like, oh, I'm gonna take what this person says and I'm gonna run with it, you know? Hold on, y'all. 1 minute. Hold on. Okay. I'm back. Sorry about that. So what I was saying was before I was interrupted. Um, Dang it, let me get my thoughts together because I have a lot going on right now. You know how when you turn off your phone and you try to get a little bit of rest and peace, and then when you turn it back on, all the messages start coming through, the voicemails, the missed calls, the missed text messages, uh, out of control. But anyways, so I just wanted to come on and let everybody know how I feel about a few things. And you know, I feel like at the end of the day, even on these YouTube streets, even off these YouTube streets, people should really take into account that we are all on the same path. We are all striving for the same thing in life. Just some of us are moving at a slower pace. Some of us don't understand what others understand yet. Some of us just are comfortable where we're at and we're fine until somebody else comes along and say, "Hey, look at you. You're not doing shit with yourself. You're not about shit." You know, when how can you say that when I'm on my own level, you're on your own level? What God has for me, He has for me, and what He has for you, He has for you. So don't be judging me because you might be a little farther ahead than I am in life, you know? And even throughout my life, as I go and as I grow older, I understand these things because I don't look at a person's outside appearance anymore. I look at the inside of them. I look at their soul. I look through their eyes into their soul. I don't. when you hear somebody's voice coming out of their body, that's what you pay attention to. You don't pay attention to what you see in front of you. You pay attention to that soul that's coming out. Hi, hi, Catherine with friends. Thank you for coming. I look at that person's soul and what kind of person they are, because a lot of us has been raised differently. A lot of us haven't been raised with the morals and the respect and the outlook on life that others have been. I was raised by my grandparents, and there's a lot of people who have been raised in adoption. There's a lot of people who have to raise themselves. We all don't come from the same background, and we all have a story. And some of our stories are more horrible than others, but we all have a story at the end of the day you know. So when I hear people telling their stories and I hear people spewing out their emotions and their feelings about certain things, I really take into account that, damn, this person has been through their own struggle, their own battle, and we have to look at them in a certain light than we look at another person because this person has been through more things than the next, or has been through more things that I have experienced. So I can't expect that person to be on the same level or to be on the same understanding as me. But when you try to get an understanding of something, you get a good understanding of it. You don't assume things, you don't read into things too deep and not even know, not try to understand. You're just reading into it and you're coming up with these wild accusations about this person because this and that. Oh, thank you, Catherine. You don't just run with stuff. That's what you don't do. You don't run with stuff because at the end of the day, this person might be telling their story that can help somebody else. And you're judging that person off what they've been through or what they're telling every other people. And you're like, I'm not gonna name any names, but I'm here, my friend, and I can call her friend because I really feel like this is a friend to me, has been through some very, very tough things in life. And another woman being a woman, which I can understand, and another woman used that to hurt her, her story to hurt her, threw it back in her face, just like a demon, just like the devil does, threw it back in her face to hurt her. And I felt that in my chest, I felt that in my stomach, I felt that in my soul, I felt that in my spirit, and it really upset me. And I really wanted to come forward and say something to this person, but I feel like if this person was stupid so low as to do something like that, so grimy, so dirty, so down, just disgusting to do something like that, they're not going to care about what I say. I can cuss them out all day long, but they're not going to care about that because they're a dirty, grimy, low down piece of crap to do something like that. And I'm sorry that I have to say that, but there are some bottom feeders out here. They're the bottom of the barrel. They're they're like crabs in a bucket. It's crazy. Just disgusting human being. And you know, I always try to give a person the benefit of the doubt before I go and I start judging them on how I feel about them. I try to give them the benefit of the doubt. I try to see the good in everybody. But some people will make a person feel like you just can't see any good in that person because they every time they open their mouth, it's something stupid coming out, or something negative coming out, or something just disgusting that they're doing to someone else. And it's just like the only thing I can think of is to pray for you because the only thing that's gonna help you is God. Really. I can't help you. The next person a psychiatrist can't help you. A therapist can't help you. A counselor can't help you. The only person who's gonna be able to help you is God because you're so disgusting inside. You got a couple of demons in there that are sadistic that need to be cast out of you because a lot of people don't realize it. But when you do things like this, you allow these demonic entities to enter inside of you because you're spewing out hate, you know. And when a person spews out hate to you, you don't fight hate with hate. Hate cannot draw out hate. A calm response turns away wrath. So if you're always responding to someone negative with a calm demeanor, with a positive word, it turns away their wrath. They can't do anything. That it leaves them stuck. It leaves them looking stupid because they're arguing with themselves because they're the ones who angry and you're sitting back chilling. You can't argue with yourself all day long unless you're just a total lunatic and need to be locked up in four padded walls. You know, you can't sit here and carry on and carry on and carry on because you just make yourself upset. You make yourself mad. You make your blood pressure rise up, and it's not that serious. It's really not. If you are going to tell your story, you better have a strong backbone. That's right. That's right. That's why you can't tell your whole history on YouTube. These a lot who don't even care. There is, and that's crazy. Hi, La Fiona. There's a lot of people who don't. Hi, Coco. Hey, Raw. Good morning. There's a lot of people who don't care. There's a lot of people who just overlook a person's pain, and they're like, "Hey, it happens to the best of us." And that right there, I've heard that a lots of times. You know what I'm saying? I heard that. I've heard, "Hey, it happens to the best of us." A lot of times. I mean, I can't even count on my fingers how many times I heard that. But you know what? At the end of the day, yeah, it does. It does happen to the best of us because it takes a strong person to go through some things that people have went through. It takes a person with that's headstrong, mind strong, and built for this, for tough, to go through some of the things that some of us have been through. So when you tell me that, I'm going to take that as a compliment. You're calling me the best. You're calling me strong. You're calling me built tough because I can take that. And you're thinking maybe you wouldn't be able to take that if you had to go through that. So that's how I'm going to take it. So at the end of the day, I look at it like this. Honey, if you have a problem with that person that you have a problem with, that's your hang up. That's y'all business. That's not has nothing to do with me because just because you feel like okay, I'm gonna put it out here. I'm not like I said, I'm not saying anything, but I'm gonna put it out here so people can understand what I'm saying. A lot of people want to like okay, say I got a problem with somebody and I come back to my platform. Like I have many a times I've come back to my platform and I have rant and raved about this person doing this and saying this and whatever and I'm very upset about it. That doesn't mean that I want everybody who's watching me to feel the same way about the way I feel about that person. I'm just getting this off my chest. You know what I'm saying? It's not I'm not saying it so I can have all everybody who subscribed to me or the people who come in and watch me to go over there and be cussing that person out or to feel that same way about that person. No, that because everybody has their own agenda. Everybody has their own thought process, their own discernment. Everybody has their own opinion. So I don't want a person to feel a certain way about the person that I'm upset with or I have a problem with just because I have that problem with that person. Like I said, there's two sides to every story. So just because I'm telling you one side doesn't mean that you need to go run with it and believe it and go over there and persecute that person because this is what I said about that person. This is how I feel. And I'm feeling so strongly about that, that it's no choice but for you to believe the things I'm saying about this person. No, you go and you watch and you observe. If people could be more observant and open their mouth and start talking, if they could observe more, then they would learn a lot more things in life about people, about actions, about everything, everything, every aspect of life. If you just shut your mouth and just listen without speaking and listen not to reply, but listen to understand, then you would be doing a lot better in life on understanding how people operate. Because there's a lot of different personalities out here, a lot of different personalities. And just because my personality doesn't match up with this person doesn't mean that your personality ain't gonna match up with them. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to read the chat. Well, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you too, Raw. Hey, Chica, your title is so true. Oh, thank you, Nevea. La Fiona, yeah, I know, sweet. Raw facts, La Fiona, yeah, that's right. Raw. People don't even realize how much have people don't even realize how much people have survived. I got a call. Be right back. Okay. Nikki says, hey, Catherine. La Fiona says hello to everyone. Yeah, they don't. You're 100% correct, Raw. People don't even realize how much people have survived. They don't realize what a person has went through until that person opens up and spews out their mouth the story of their life. And some people, and a lot of people don't understand your story ain't over until it's over. So even though you've been through maybe the worst that you could think of, it's not too much to where you can't bear it because you're still here, you're still going on. You're still living. Every day that you wake up and take another breath is another chance to get it right. It's another chance to have a different outlook on life. It's another chance to change something that you didn't change, that you feel like you couldn't change in the past. So today's a new day. So today we're gonna look at it differently. Today we're gonna claim positivity in our life. We're gonna claim things that as though they were not, you know, we're gonna claim them in our life because this is the way that I live my life. I claim the positive. I don't ever claim the negative. I claim the positive over my life because you can speak things into your life. The tongue has a lot of power. It's like a two-edged sword. It cuts both ways. It cuts both ways. Sometimes it can heal and sometimes it can wound. And you want to use your mouth to heal. You don't want to use your mouth to wound people because some of the things you say can't be forgotten. They can be forgiven, but they can't be forgotten. I'm sorry, forgotten. And a person will carry it for the rest of their life. Even if you don't think that it was so bad what you said, that person that you said it to can carry that negativity for the rest of their life and you not even know it. And it can make a person bitter inside and angry and regretful. And I feel like me personally, I'm not gonna carry your burden on my back. I'm not. So when you try to transfer your emotions onto me, I'm gonna have my guard up already. So I'm gonna be shielding that from every which way. You're not gonna transfer your negative emotions onto me because transfer of emotions, like I said, is a real thing. You can transfer your negative emotions on people. Just because you're having a bad day, don't go out into the world and try to make everybody else around you feel miserable. Misery loves company, but that motherfucker ain't welcome over here. It's not. You're not welcome here, and you won't make this house your home. You won't. Not this soul, not this spirit. You won't. You know. And every time I feel like I see a negative person, I'm sorry about that, y'all. These notifications are coming through. That's why anyone can't pray for me. That's right. You don't let anybody lay their hands on you because you don't know what type of spirit people have inside them. Some people have a vindictive, sadistic, nasty spirit on them, and they're ready and willing to put that all on you. And they're just out there, just like a demon, just like Satan, ready to seek, devour, to kill, steal, and destroy anybody in their path. That's why you have to sit over here and be able to have a good spirit of discernment on you to be able to discern these things in people and to be able to watch yourself and guard your heart. Even the Bible says that you need to guard your heart. You got to guard yourself because you never know what people's intentions are. They might feel like they might try to fill you up and, try to feel what kind of person you are and get close to you and try to sit over here and say what you want to hear. But at the end of the day, they're just setting you up for disaster. They're just setting you up so they can tear you down. They're building you up so they can tear you down. So when somebody's over here and they're doing all these kind of things that you feel like, this can't be, this is too good to be true. This person is just, they're just tickling my fancy. They're just telling me everything I want to hear right now. And I just feel so great. I think they're the greatest person. Please, you better take a second look. You better take a double take on that person because a real friend ain't going to sit over here and always tell you what you want to hear. They're going to stop you if they feel like you're wrong. And they're going to say, listen here, I think you're wrong about this. And this is why I think you're wrong. And I think you need to do this and this and this. And then you make your decision of how you're going to go about that. But you still, even if you feel like you're not wrong, you still need to take it in the back of your mind that maybe, just maybe you might be wrong in this situation. So what you need to do is go and think about it first before you spew out your venom towards someone else because of how you feel about a certain situation. Because you, like I said, if you look into the hearts of people instead of their outward appearance, instead of what they try to put up this this I don't know, facade of who they want to be, but who they're not, they're not really that kind of person, but they put up this front like they are this type of person, and all you can see is the front that they're putting up. You're not looking behind that shield they got up in front of them, the kind of person that they're trying to be, or they want to be, or they're inspired to be. This is the kind of person that they're trying to show you, but that's not, they're not about that life. They're not even that kind of person. So at the end of the day, look inside of that person and really be able to understand what kind of person you're really dealing with. Because there's a lot of master manipulators out here, a lot of sadistic people out here, a lot of people that will prey on imps. They prey on your empathy. They prey on your sympathy. They want you to feel sorry for them, but at the same time, they're just praying, not praying like praying to God. They're praying like a animal stalks their prey and they're ready to attack at any time. They're preying on your demise. They're preying on your downfall. They're waiting. They're just waiting for the perfect time to attack, and that usually is when person's at their lowest. Mr. YouTube Street says, "Hey, boo," in chat. Hey, Mr. YouTube Streets, what's up, boo? Let me see. La Fiona says, "No matter what, people need to think positive." Yeah, that's right. Nikki says they might be praying for your downfall, at Catherine. That's right. YouTube has a lot of spirits are always watching, can tell you more about yourself than you know yourself. Catherine says, at Nikki, that is true. They say they're happy for you and just can't wait for you to fall. Mr. YouTube Street says 100. Diamond girl, hey. Good morning. Nikki says, that's why I deal with everybody with a long handle spoon. Diamond says, hey, Chad. Catherine says, hey, Diamond. That's right. You have to. You have to deal with people from afar sometimes. You can love them, but you have to love some people from afar. You can't always let a person into your business, into your personal life. You can't do that because people, they're not listening and they're not trying to understand so they can be there for you. They're trying to listen and understand so they can throw it in your face when you become down. They're just taking, it's like they're taking notes. So, ooh, let me figure out as much as I can about this person. So whenever they get on my nerves or they cross me, I'm gonna tell them this. I'm gonna tell them that. I'm gonna throw this in their face. I'm gonna throw that in their face. They're just listening so that they can take clip notes to try to hurt you with your own words in the future. So that's why, like I said, people are talking about people's children on here. People are talking about people's mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers, aunties and uncles. People are talking about people's family members on here to the point where they're getting that person really upset because that person knows that what they're saying is true because they release that information about their own self. They dox their self. You release that information about yourself, and now you're mad because someone is throwing it in your face towards you because you told them too much. You released too much personal information about yourself. This person wouldn't even knew that this happened to you if you would never told them. So that's why I say if I had a child, if I had anything, the age, the gender, the location, whatever, y'all wouldn't know because I'm not going to release that kind of information to nobody. I don't care how many times you ask me, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say, I'm not going to get that close to you so that you can know what's really going down in my personal business because it's none of your business at the end of the day. Why are you trying to know so much about me? We are here to grow our pages. We're here to show our content, what we like to do. We're not here for you to dip inside our private lives. We're not here so that we can make friends and sing kumbaya around the campfire. We're not here for that. We're here so that we can maybe show people different things like that, hobbies that we're good at, that we want to teach other people. At the end of the day, you got to be a grown up. You got to know what is right to tell other people and what isn't right to tell other people. You got to know where not to cross the line with your own self. A lot of people cross the line with themselves and then they get mad when another person crosses that line. You can't trust them. That's right. You can't. You can't trust them as far as you can throw them. And I can't throw too many people too far. So I don't, I don't do that. I can't open up. If I can't open up to my family members like that, what makes you think I'm going to go out there and open up to a complete stranger like that? I'm just not. I'm sorry. You can call it being stuck up. You can call it being closed in. You can call it being a brick wall. I don't care what you call it. That's just me, I guess. I guess I'm closed up. I guess I'm stuck up. I guess I'm a brick wall because I'm not gonna let you in. I'm just not, you know. And if you don't want to let me in, I'm fine with that because it's none of my business at the end of the day. If we talk and we're cool with each other and we talk, we might get off YouTube and we might talk to each other and talk about the YouTube things that go on YouTube and all that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not going to sit over here and go far back. I might tell you a few things about what happened when I was growing up or something like that, but I'm not going to tell you detail from detail to where when you get ready to use it against me, you're going to hurt me with what I told you. No, I'm not. I'm not going to tell you something that I might be ashamed that pops up one day out the blue because you're mad at me and you tell somebody this and I'm ashamed of that. So I'm not, why would I tell you something that if you release to the public that I'd be ashamed of? Why would I tell you that? You know what I'm saying? Like these people need to decipher who you can open up to and who you can't. And right now in this world and how people think, how people mindsets are, you can't open up to nobody but God because, and God already knows. So, at the end of the day, when if you want to sit over here and rant and rave and vent about things, get you a diary. Get you a diary, get you a journal, write it down, read it out loud. You know what I'm saying? Don't just hop on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram and pour it all out into the world like that because you're releasing yourself. You're releasing yourself into the world and you're mad when people shove it back in you. You know what I'm saying? Like they shove your problems, your downfalls, your insecurities right back in you. And you're like, oh my God, you're taken back. You're bewildered on how could you do this? How could this person do you didn't even know that person before you started telling them about yourself. You didn't grow up with that person. Why do you expect the same loyalty that your family, that somebody close to you would give you from a stranger? You can't expect that same love, that same loyalty. I never understood how people expect each other. They demand it. They think it is owed to them. That loyalty in another person is owed to them. It's not. That's not how life works, baby. It's not how life works. It's not. So at the end of the day, when you will release personal information about yourself, don't be surprised if a person throws that in your face when you have a fallout with them. Don't be surprised if that person releases, even if you say, hey, I got a secret to tell you, please don't ever tell anybody the secret. What you think they're gonna do when they get mad at you when you cross them the first time you crossed them or the first time that you pissed them off? They're going straight down into that barrel and they're gonna grab the most dirtiest, secretive, disgusting thing that you wanted to push down and push away from you, and they're gonna pull it back up and they're gonna show it to the whole world. They're gonna air it out, air your dirty laundry out in front of the world, and you're gonna be shocked. Hey, Bonnie, how are you? Thank you. Simply, some take it too far. If I choose you as a friend, that's my choice, but I never choose to be chosen, period. I know that's right. Simply, sweetheart, and the reason why they running their mouth because they can't get next to that person. I would have set fire to a person like that. They will never talk no more. I know that's right. I know that's right, Catherine. Hey, most hated in the house. How are you? Thank you for coming. But like I say, people need to start making their own choices in life, their own decisions about other people, though. You need to stop basing your opinions and your choices and your feelings off someone else's choices and feelings and opinions. Use your own mind. God gave us all free will to use our own thoughts, our own thought process, our own minds. You know, you don't take what somebody else says and run with it and say, "Hey, I don't like you because they don't like you." That's so childish. Put away your childish thoughts. Put away your childish feelings. Grow up. Be mature. Take into account your own feelings, your own personal feelings about somebody before you listen to somebody else's. You know, I could never understand how a person could just say, you know, if I don't like her, you don't like her. If I ain't rocking with her, you don't rock with her. That is not your choice for somebody else, for you to decide somebody else to feel a certain way about another person. Because like I said before, what you see that you don't like in that person, another person might see it and say, "Hey, that's what I like about that person. That's what's appealing to me. That's what becoming to me about that person." That's exactly why I don't want to cuss. That's exactly why I mess with that person. I was gonna say the F word, y'all, but you know, I gotta stop cussing because it's not cute. But that's exactly why I associate with that person, just because of that. That's what I find that I like in that person, you know. And like I said, people make mistakes. They might talk too much and they might say a little too much, and then you take that what they said and you say, "Oh my God, did you hear what that person said? Did you hear what that person is crazy? They're out of their mind. Did you see what they did?" You know, and they might be just running their mouth just to. A lot of people run their mouth just to run their mouth just to hear themselves talking. A lot of people run their mouth for attention because they haven't got that attention that they needed maybe growing up, or that attention that they need offline. You know, a lot of people, and I'm sorry to say it, are lonely. They're lonely. They're lonely and they're just looking for somebody to pour all their feelings into. But at the end of the day, like I said, you can't do that, you know. And some people, they have family. They have all the love that they can receive from their family, and they still go out and look for more. And they're looking for acceptance. They're looking for validation in other people. I don't have to be validated by anybody. I don't have to be accepted by anybody. At the end of the day, if I accept myself, that's good enough for me. I'm not going to sit over here and feel like I need to be validated by you because I feel you're better than me. You're doing stuff better than me. You're farther in life than I am. No, that makes me insecure with myself. That makes me low self-esteem. Like, and I'll be damned if I feel like I'm lesser than anybody in this world. I don't care if you're Beyonce. I don't care if you're Jay-Z. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. I don't feel like I'm any lesser than you. Just because you have a better title than me, just because you have more money than me, that means nothing. You can't take none of that with you when you die. You don't take any of that with you. When you're dead, you're dead. That's it. Hang it up. It's done. I'm gonna cry for you for a little while, but then I'm gonna keep on living my life. The world keeps spinning. And it's sad to say it like that, but that's exactly how it is. These streets are cold. And I'm not talking about YouTube streets. I'm talking about these streets out here in this world, on this earth. They're cold. And ain't nobody gonna show you the same respect, the same loyalty that you think you deserve when you step outside of your comfort zone, out of your house, away from your loved ones. They don't owe you that anyways. Nobody owes you that. At the end of the day, you have to look at it like, hey, I'm my own person, you're your own person. It's a doggy dog world. If I'm gonna step out into this, I'm gonna step out with some tough skin. I'm gonna step out headstrong, and I'm not gonna let anybody put me down or make me feel a certain type of way about myself because at the end of the day, I know who I am, what I represent. Let me see. I'm trying to read. Just like Naya, just like you. Mo. I would never allow these people to play with me. Wrong one. That's right. You know how I move, Granny Cat. I'm sorry, I'm reading this from the bottom up. Let me see. Let me go back there. Okay, everybody's speaking to everybody. Most says, Bonnie says, hey everyone, just stopping in to show you love. Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. Talking about children is a low blow, and that person is low down. That's right. That is right. Mo says, I just been chilling in the cut for the past 15 minutes, and your talk is like music to my ears right now. Aw. um, Mo says, Catwoman, don't set fire to anyone. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Um, Bonnie says, I'm good in yourself, sweetheart. I'm good. Thank you. Most hated, they better not mess with you. I know that's right. Diamond says, we must learn to judge for ourselves. Most says, when you said that, I was like, Granny Cat is crazy. Catherine laughing. Most hated says, you know how I move, Granny Cat. Diamond says, exactly. And we have to learn and respect others' opinions. That's right. Most says, I will never allow. Okay, I read that. Okay. I love y'all too. All. Catherine says clickbait. Catherine says drama brings traffic. Click, click, bait. Laugh out loud. Mo says, I just hope none of these weirdos play with y'all. Diamond says they're miserable within. There's nothing we can do to help them. Mo says it does, Catwoman. They just better leave the solid ones out of it. Catherine says, most hated. I will call you for you to pull me off of them. La Fiona says, hey, sweet love, take care. God bless you. You too, La Fiona. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. You have a blessed day. Thank you for joining me. Mo says, please do. Bonnie says, Catherine with friends, you are right about that. Diamond says, we just need to toughen out skin. That's right. Toughen our skin. That's right. La Fiona says, later. Later, La Fiona. Have a great day. Mo says, have a great day, Fiona. Diamond says, art skin type. Oh, sorry. I know what you meant, girl. Catherine says, Bonnie Rose, don't judge us. That's right. At the end of the day, we're not each other's judge. We don't have to answer to each other when we pass, when we're done with this world, when we go to take our nap in the dirt. We're not, you know, with your last words, the last words you say about me when you're at my funeral or you're at my wake or whatever, the last words that you have to say about me doesn't make or break me. It doesn't determine if I'm going one way or the other. It doesn't determine anything on the life that I have lived. It doesn't it doesn't sum up anything in my life. It really doesn't matter what other people think of you. It's what you think of yourself at the end of the day and how you lead your life. If you lead your life with negativity all the time, if you lead your life, you know, just down the wrong path, just always doing the wrong thing, saying the wrong thing, that was your choice. That's what you made for yourself. That was nobody else's decision for you. You did that for yourself. So at the end of the day, when you see people pointing fingers at you and judging you, deep down inside is how you feel about yourself. And what I mean is, if a person says you're no good and you get mad at that, maybe, just maybe, you might think you're no good. Because why are you mad at that? If you feel like you are a good person, if you feel like you're doing all the right things, you feel like you're living your best life the way that you only know how and the best that you can, it doesn't matter what that other person thinks about you. It doesn't matter. And I mean, I know I keep straying off of my topic because I wanted to come out here and just let everybody know that just because you feel a certain way about a person doesn't mean that I have to, you know. But at the end of the day, I still want to let everybody know that you're worth it, that you are somebody, that God loves you, and that you don't have to worry about what other people think about you because, like I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make or break you. It doesn't determine which way your life is going to go or where you're going to go after this life. It doesn't. I mean, when you wake up in the morning, do you really think, does anybody, unless you have really, really, really high anxiety and panic attacks every day, do you really wake up in the morning and feel like, I wonder what this person thinks of me today? I wonder what this person's going to say about me today. I wonder what, how these people are going to look at me and how they're going to perceive my life and how they're going to perceive me as a person. No, I don't think you do. I don't think you wake up thinking about that. I think you wake up and think about, what am I going to do today? How am I going to live my life today? What am I going to do with my life today? That's what you think about. You think about I, you don't think about they, you know. And I know I don't. When I wake up in the morning, I feel like this is what I'm going to get up and this is what I'm going to do, you know. And a lot of people these days, they live off of wants and not needs. If a lot of people lived off their needs instead of their wants, they would have a lot more in life. Let me see. Simply Sweetheart, excellence topic. I'm going to do a reaction. Love it. Okay, Catherine. Diamond says, Naya the only. Support the host. All donations are appreciated but not required. Oh, thank you. Mo says, that's a fact. Topic check. Bonnie says, Catherine with friends, I'm not a judge. God is. That's right, Bonnie. Nobody is the judge of others. At the end of the day, enough, we don't have authority to judge anybody. But for some odd reason, people think they do. They think they have that authority to judge someone else. And you don't. You really don't. And I don't understand where people get that self entitlement from. I don't know if it's because the way they were raised and they were spoiled and they think that, because I know some parents, they just go overboard with the way that Oh, thank you. I don't know if you want me to say your name, but I won't say it. But thank you so much for that cash app. I appreciate it. But they go overboard on the way that they think about, they say they go overboard on the way that they come off to other people and the way that they speak to other people. You take it too far, especially when you start talking about people's person, you know, the personality of that person, or you start talking about that person's family or friends or, stuff, and take it just crossing that line is just enough, you know. But like I said, don't share all your information with somebody if you don't want them to throw it up in your face. If you know you're going to be ashamed of it later on, don't share the information with people. That's what I don't do that. I never done that. Even when I was younger, I realized that because I have made that mistake. I'm not going to lie. I have made that mistake of opening up too much to people and telling them too much. And in the end, I'm the one that's hurt because I hurt myself because I told them all this information thinking that they owe me they owe me enough to not spread my business. They owe me enough because we are friends that they won't tell my business. But no, mm-mm. Growing up, my mom always told me, she said, you don't have simply, well, she said my name, but simply, you don't have any friends. You have associates. I'm like, that's my friend, but that's my friend. I'm so quick to jump and say, that's my friend. That's not your friend. That's your associate. That's somebody that you didn't ran into, that you associated with, that you may go your separate ways sooner or later. You're always going to go your separate way in life because your opinions about things are going to change. It's going to differentiate on how you feel about certain things in life, and you will eventually go separate ways on separate paths in life. And I always took that in, and I thought about that, and I thought about that, and I thought about that, and I thought, she's right. We're not always going to look at the world in the same light. Some look at the world in a dimmer light, some look at the world in a bright light. So when you see these people who look at the world in a bright light, don't be jealous of them. Don't judge them because they look at the world in a bright light. Maybe they had, a softer lived life than you have. So just because we live a hard life, and there are a lot of us that had a hard life, doesn't mean that we need to envy the people who haven't. Because at the end of the day, the people who haven't finished their life yet. And even if they do finish their life and you feel like that person, oh, that person has such an easy life. That person just breezed through life without any problem. You really, really don't know that at the end of the day. Because that everybody has their own demons that they're fighting. We're fighting the spiritual warfare. We're not fighting things that we can see these days. We're fighting things that we cannot see. Things in a different realm that we're fighting against that none of us can see. There might be a black shadow over that person that's always smiling, that's always happy and laughing. They might get off of YouTube and cry themselves to sleep at night. You don't never know. So at the end of the day, you don't judge them because of what you see, how they acting. People can put on fronts all day long. They can smile, they can laugh, they can joke, but at the end of the day, they're tore up in the inside. They're just trying to keep on pushing, pushing, and pushing as much as they can. Simply a sweetheart, your mother know when your friends are for you and not. That's right. Diamond says you'll learn who the friends are simply. You're right. You're right about that. Both of you are right, And Diamond says, I'm thankful for God breathing breath in my body every day. Catherine says, Diamond girl, me too. Diamond says, people will fake and shake to deceive you. Keep an eye wide open. That's exactly what you got to do. You got to keep your eyes open because people, they might they might act like they have a lot of good intentions for you, or they just feel like, sorry y'all, I just got a message. I'm trying to read it at the same time. They might try to act like they feel for you, or they're have your best interests at heart, but they really don't. So at the end of the day, like I said, and I say this to say this to sum this up and tell y'all that, hey Bunny, how are you doing? I'm glad to see you. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a minute. I think I saw your Instagram, but I don't be on Instagram like that. I can't understand Instagram and it frustrates me. But I said all this to say that Just because you might feel a certain way about a person doesn't mean I will. And I keep repeating that because a lot of people don't understand that. They can't take that in. They can't absorb that into their brain for some reason. It's like when you come to me, don't come to me telling me how you feel about a certain person. Just come to me and tell me, how you're doing, what you feel about yourself. Not what you feel about yourself, but just come to me with, let me see, let me see how to put this, because I really don't, I mean, I'm accepting of conversation about people's feelings. I'm accepting about people's conversations about their outlook on life and everything like that. But when you come to me, don't always come to me with something negative to say. Because then when you come to me with always something negative to say, I'm gonna feel like you're miserable. That's why when I come out and I'm always saying, "Oh, I don't feel good," or "This happened, this happened," sometimes I gotta step back and I have to say some positive things too, because I don't want to feel like I'm the miserably, like Debbie Downer all the time and miserable all the time, because I'm not. I have good days and I have bad days. Why sit over here and dwell on my bad days when my good days outweigh my bad days? And when I do have bad days, the good days that I have, they're so good that it makes me forget about the bad days that I have. And sometimes you can make yourself have bad days just because your outlook on life and your outlook on things. You can determine the way that your day's gonna go already by how, when you get up in the morning and you say, "Oh, this day's gonna suck. Oh, today's Wednesday again. Oh, here we go again." You can already determine. You already spoke that into your day. You already spoke that into your life. So encourage yourself and encourage others, because you never know what a person is going through. We need each other to survive. Though at the end of the day, God wouldn't have made more than one of us if we didn't need each other. So we do need each other at the end of the day. We do. We need each other to survive. But we need to also learn to survive by our own accord, on our own standards, in our own life. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you can't carry nobody with you to the grave. You can't carry any of this stuff to you to the grave. You can't carry your money. You can't carry that attitude. None of that to the grave. Because when you're done, it's done. You're asleep. You're gone. That's it. Done. It's a done data. So I feel like if a person is going to judge other people and criticize other people about the kind of person that they are, keep that to yourself. Don't take that to other people and spew that into other people's spirit just because you feel that certain type of way. Don't transfer your negative energy off on me. Keep that to yourself. You deal with that, and you try to overcome that yourself. Don't make your problems my problems. Because at the end of the day, your problems are not my problems. I might have my own problems over here. I might have a big, heavy burden that I'm trying to carry on my back, and you're just piling on, and you don't know the damage that you're doing to me because you want to give me all your negative energy, and you don't know already what I'm carrying in my life. So when I speak to people and I try to talk to them and tell them, they ask me how I'm doing, and I usually say I'm doing good. Or if I do my back out or I'm hurting or something, I might say something about that. But I'm not gonna get to the nitty gritty. Oh, like Eeyore, from Winnie the Pooh. Oh, life is just bad. I'm having a bad day. Oh, woe is me. A pity party is never a fun party for anybody. Like, you don't sit over here and woe is me all day and throw yourself pity parties all day. Because at the end of the day, a person don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to be a part of your pity party. They don't want to have to keep saying, "Oh, it's gonna be all right. You know it's gonna be okay." When you know it's gonna be all right, you know it's gonna be okay. You just want that person. You want to hear that from somebody, and it's not all right. It's not all of the bad things to want to hear that every now and then. But if you're a person every day, you have to have validation from somebody else. You have to have that, you know, acceptance from somebody else, or for that person to assure that assurance from somebody else that you're going to be okay. Something is not okay. You have to be able to insure yourself. You have to put insurance on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, let that let that go. Let that go. Don't put that into somebody else's hands for them to carry for you. It's not their responsibility to carry that burden for you. God says that you put your burdens on Him, He will carry it for you. Even if you don't believe in God, you still don't need to take your negativity and throw it off on another human, because whether you believe that there is a God or not, that's your prerogative. That's how you feel. I have nothing against anybody who feels like that. I'm just going to tell them where I stand at in life, where my stance is. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to push my stance off on them. I'm not going to push my beliefs off on them. And I'm not going to down them because they don't believe the same thing I believe. But also at the same time, I'm not going to sit over here and push off my negative energy towards them either, because I'm not trying to make somebody else carry my burden as well as their own. Because you can say it all day long that you don't have anything wrong with you. I'm doing so fine. I'm just the best of the best of the best. But at the same time, nobody is actually doing exactly how their mind is telling them that they're doing. It's always, it's a little bit, I'm not going to say that everybody is like this, but a lot of people are like this. It's a little bit of something there that you're not satisfied with in your life. It's always a little bit of, it could be very small, but you're not actually satisfied 100% with what's going on in your life. Not 100%. You can say it all day long, but it doesn't mean that it's true. Okay, Catherine, she says, be right back. Let me see. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We got this. We built for it. Keep turning up. I know that's right. Jay Thomas, gang in the house. Simply a sweetheart. How you doing, love? I thumbs up your life. Oh, thank you so much. Bunny says, I don't like Wednesdays, but just because I don't like Wednesdays, if I speak negativity into the day, that's what's going to cause my day to be bad. That's right, Bunny. And I'm trying to deal with Fluffy Head because Fluffy Head isn't fun. Aw. Nikki says, still here, just listening. Okay, Nikki. Simply a sweetheart. It took me years to understand Instagram. I know, right? I'm still trying to understand it. Broken Bunny says, I'm doing okay. I have been having really bad anxiety lately. Bunny says, hey, Diamond Girl. Yeah, that anxiety, it gets you too. It gets you. It really does. But you got to calm down, take deep breaths, and meditate on the good things, you know? Inner City News, hey, how you doing? Says we create our own reality. And that's right. Every living thing is connected to each other. That's right. That is totally right. Sometimes I need a kick in the booty and people tell me to listen, chill. It's not big of a deal. Bunny, you know what? A lot of people can tell you that it's not that big of a deal, but at the end of the day, you have to decipher for yourself on how you're going to take it, how you're going to accept what's going on in your life and how you're going to deal with it. You can't, you can't depend on other people's feelings about how they feel about, you know, what's happening in your life. You have to determine yourself how you're going to deal with the situation. If you're going to deal with it, and I'm not saying that you do, Bunny, not saying that you do at all. I'm just saying anybody, and speaking in general. If you're going to take the negativity in your life and you're going to lay in it and you're going to wallow in it, you can't expect it to get better for yourself. You can't expect someone else to make it better for you, because another person can't make it better for you. You have to start within yourself. You have to make it better for yourself. Um, Money says, people say I'm fine because they don't want to tell you what's wrong. Everyone got their own issues. That's right. That's exactly right. They do. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Diamond says, we all have issues. Nobody perfect, but stop tell YouTube people that means you know good your business. That's right, Diamond. You can't. You just can't. I'm sorry, y'all. Bunny says sometimes your anger needs to be controlled because retaliating isn't going to help anything. And that's exactly what I was saying earlier. You know, a calm word, a calm response turns away wrath. It really does. If somebody has a wrath or vengeance towards you and they're going at you and they're coming at you hard and they're saying all these negative things, it's how you respond is going to determine the next thing that happens. If you respond with a kind word and say, you know what, God bless you. You know what, I'm going to let you feel that way because you feel that way. There's nothing I can do to change the way you feel. I wish that you didn't feel this way about me, but since you do, I'm sorry that you feel that way. But hey, that basically I'm just going to keep on going. I'm going to keep on trucking. I'm going to keep on pushing because I can't change the way that you feel about this certain situation. And I'm not going to use up my energy to try to change the way you feel about me or about the situation that's going on. I'm not gonna sit over here and try to. At the end of the day, I'm not. I'm gonna be blunt with y'all. I'm not a kiss ass. So I'm not gonna kiss your ass. You know, to try to make you feel better about a situation, about how you feel about me or somebody else. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna do that. I have never been an ass kisser. I've never been a yes man. I've never been a person who jumps on a bandwagon with other people and just roll with it. No, I'm me. I'm simply, and that's exactly who I am, and that's who I'm gonna be. At the end of the day, if you don't like it, you take it and you take it or you leave it. I can't change how you feel about how you might feel about me. Simply, I know one person who's happy every day. Diamond. But you know that at the end of the day, that might not even be what it's all chopped up to be. That person might not even be, really happy about life. They may be just throwing that out there because of what they're going through. They're masking what they're really going through. That's not my that's not my spot to tell that person or try to figure out if that person's really happy or not. If they're not, they're not, and they're gonna have to deal with that in their own way. It's not for me to say if I feel like that person is lying about how they feel about themselves, or it's just not. Like, I'm trying to explain this to where a lot of people will understand, because you know how you have something in your head and you want to tell everybody how you feel about a certain situation, but you can't get it out in words. I'm kind of like that sometimes. I can't put it into words on what I'm trying to say exactly. I try to do the best I can to explain it, because my mind works at a weird kind of level, than other people. I figure that out going on in life, that I have a different way of thinking about things, but at the same time, um, let me see. Bunny says, sometimes I have to leave and take a moment because I know if I say something, I know I'm going to fuel the fire. That's right. And if you just, hey, kid, Wonder, Life of Wonder, how are you? Thank you for joining. Exactly, simply. And I know this. Yeah, I know, Diamond. You know, we've discussed this before. We've discussed this many a times. And I mean, I feel like, you know, I had a lot of people on here that tried to make me feel a certain way about a person. And I went, and the reason why I went to these people and I looked and joined their pages is because of the negativity another person was spewing out towards them. I said, hey, I want to go see for myself. So I went over there. And when I went over there to different pages, I said, hey, this person ain't that bad. This person's not so bad. This person is really actually a fun person. They're actually funny. They're actually this and that. I like this person, you know. And I stuck with that person and I subscribe to them and I go into their chats and I talk to them. A lot of content creators that I deal with today, I met them through someone else's speaking on them. That's how I met a lot of them. I went for myself and I went into their lives and I spoke to them, and I sit back and I see how they replied to me. I see how they replied to others. I see how they carried themselves inside their lives and how they conducted it. And I thought it was really mature and I thought it was really fascinating, interesting. And I was like, hey, this person is not even at all like this other person says they are. Maybe this person fell out with that person. You got to always look at the other side of things, not just how a person. I'm with you, says most hated. Hey, thank you. Diamond says, but to exude that energy is amazing. Yes. I don't know if I said that word right. Hold on, y'all, real quick. Okay. Diamond says, well, Kid says, hey, Broken Bunny. Diamond says, hey, Kid. Bunny says, not everyone is going to be everyone's cup of tea. That's right. Whatever floats my boat might not float your boat. We both have different, like I used to tell people, if it wasn't my cup of tea, and that's exactly what I be saying, Bunny. That's not my cup of tea. You know, that may not be what floats my boat, but it floats yours. So at the end of the day, I'm I'm my own person. I'm going to make my own decisions in life and I'm going to come up with my own assumptions. So if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you have something against me because I made my own choice or my own decision to feel this way about this person, that's you. I'm sorry. I can't I can't be an ass kisser. I'm not gonna sit over here and be a yes man to you. I'm not gonna sit over here and accept want your acceptance or validation in my life so much that I will turn against everybody you turn against just to please you. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not a people pleasing person. I'm not. I don't live my life trying to please everyone around me because, like my teacher told me a long time ago, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And that is so, so true. Some of these things that our ancestors are, taught our grandmothers and our grandmothers taught us, they are really life quotes to live by. They are really life lessons to learn from. And a lot of things that I have been told, I am still learning to this day, growing older and older. I am learning to live by life lessons. And I really am, you know. Um, Bunny says they dislike Jesus Christ. What happened to him? He kept moving. That's right. He didn't let nobody hold him back from what he believed. He kept on going. He kept on teaching. He kept on preaching. And he kept on living his life until the very end. He lived and fulfilled his destiny and with his purpose. Didn't matter how many times people called him out his name, how many times people abused, hit, and verbally abused him and said all these horrible things about him. And that's exactly what I feel like my faith when I have my faith in God. I feel like nobody can stir that. Nobody can make me feel otherwise, you know, um, about God. Because I know what he's done for me. I live every day as a living testimony on what God has done for me in my life. Like just because, nobody can tell me that God's not real. I'm sorry. They can't tell me that because I know what he saved me from. I have felt his presence so many times in my life that nobody can tell me that what I believe is not right, you know? So that's how I live my life. And I try to teach my nephews and my nieces and I try to teach the children around that, you know, don't just, listen to just be listening to what I have to say. Listen to understand what I have to say and live by it. And because I know all children are going to live by what their parents teach them, and there some children are going to stray away and they're going to do their own thing. But that goes to show you that we have our own free will, child or not. We have our own free will in life, and we make our own decisions. So once you get to a certain age, you teach your children all the way up to the age that they're teachable. And when they get to the certain age where they want to go off and use their free will and do what they want to do, they become their own responsibility. Just like right now, us as grown women and grown men, we are responsible for ourselves. There's nobody else that's responsible for us. But it seems like people want to push that responsibility off on others so much. Even being a grown woman or a grown man, you want to push the responsibility of you being okay, you being happy off onto somebody else. Even in relationships, you determine your happiness on your relationship of how that person's treating you. How are you treating yourself? You got to stop and think, how do I treat myself? How do I feel about myself? Diamond says, really, besides what our parents taught us, we have to go by life lessons. However, some are learning from YouTube. That's right. That's also right. And I've seen people who started off YouTube as sweet, kind people and turn into these monstrous people. These people with these mean, mean demeanors and mouths, and they talk all this crap to each other on here, and they curse each other out. And they wouldn't even like that when they first started. So yeah, sorry about that, y'all. I had to have a conversation real quick. Um, like I said, I'm in the process of moving right now, and I have to get some stuff together. And I hope that someone else that's in here will go live later on today, or you know who I'm talking about too, girl. Nah. But so that we can go switch this over there on to a different platform, so we can keep continue to talk about, you know, things. I should change this title into life's learned lessons. But I need to go handle some business, and I'm so glad that you all joined me this evening or this afternoon. Afternoon, yeah. Look at the clock, lady. Look at that clock. Okay. So it's afternoon. And I'm so glad that you all joined me and was a part of my life today. And I thank you all for coming through and showing your girl support like you always do. I appreciate that so much. Um, Hold on, let me see something real quick. Let me see if what I'm looking at is correct. Okay, yeah, it is. All right. So yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the evening, and I'm going to go ahead and walk my little pups. And I might come back online later on today, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of my business for today. And I thank y'all so much for joining me and being a part of this live today. And I hope that everybody has a prosperous, blessed day, and that you take what I said into mind, into heart, and your soul and spirit, and receive it. Not just listen to it, but understand it and receive it inside your soul and your spirit. And, you know, when you look at a person, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. When you look at a person, try not to look at what the front they're putting up in front of themselves, the shield that they're putting up, the ones that they want, the one personalities that they want you to believe they have, but look inside their soul, the way they carry themselves, the way they speak. Look inside of their eyes and look into their soul. Even if you can't do that online, pay attention, stay woke on how a person really, really acts, how a person really does. Because you'll see a lot of people in different chats. You'll come across these people more than just in their life. You will come across this person in someone else's life. Pay attention to their motives, pay attention to their actions, pay attention to their words, pay attention to how they respond to things, and see what kind of person you are really dealing with before you deal with that person, or before you make assumptions on how you want to feel about that person. Really pay attention. U-Haul is waiting simply. Most says, glad I was able to catch it. Thank you so much too. I thank you for coming. Um, Most says, have a good afternoon, simply. Much love to all in here, kicking it with Naya. Yoga with Mo says, oh, I missed it. Mo says, looking. Oh, Mo, I'm gonna go live later on today again. I'm so sorry that you missed it. I hope that you be able to catch the replay. Um, but I will be back later on, you all. And I thank y'all so much for joining me, like I said. And you all have a very blessed, and prosperous day. And I will catch up with you all later. Thank you. And I love you all. Thank you so much for your time and for your patience and for receiving what I had to say today. Bonnie says, simply a sweetheart, and everyone have a safe and blessed day. That's right. You all have a safe, blessed, prosperous, wonderful day. And I will see you all later on today. And thank you so much again for coming and for joining me today in this live. And if you don't, I'm going to give y'all a little minute. If you don't have each other, go ahead and remember or write down the names that you don't have in here and grab each other up, because there's a lot of content creators in here with something to say, and they have something good for you, to join in with. And when they get on live, it's something, really motivating that they have, like yoga with Mo. She does her yoga, and I'm really trying to get back into yoga, Mo. So I'm gonna be over there looking at your channel like, whoa, because I really need to get. I used to do that every day, girl, and I used to work out and shoot. I feel great, and I did it the other day. I did a few yoga poses and a few stretches, and I feel really good. But the next day, I was like, I don't feel like it. But I got to stay on routine with that. Um, Moses, hey, Diamond Girl, tea time, yoga with Moses. If I have energy after live kids yoga, I will watch it. Okay, I understand. Diamond says, hey, Mo. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and log off, and I'll see you all later. And like I said, if you don't have each other, go ahead and grab each other up and show each other that genuine love. I'm trying to make this go all the way to 1 hour and 30 minutes, and there's about 5 minutes left. So let's see how we can wrap this up and within 5 minutes. Because like I said, I like it to always be a good number when I leave. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it go all the way to 1 hour and 30 minutes. And Catherine, I don't know if you heard me. I wanted to thank you for that. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. Um, what is today? Today is, let me see, let me check real quick. Today is the 14th, Thursday. So we got 2 more days until the Saturday raids. Okay, cool. Um, y'all, I cannot wait until I get into my new place because I told y'all I've been saying this for a while, but I'm gonna get on camera and I'm really gonna start interacting with y'all face to screen to face, screen to screen, face to screen. But yeah, I can't wait, y'all. I cannot wait for all the new things I have planned for this page, um, to be very motivational to others. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I might get on here when I get upset and rant and rave about some stuff and cuss a little somebody out every now and then. But at the end of the day, I mean, we all got to get it off our chest, don't we? We all got to, say how we really feel. Can't keep it in because that's not healthy. Thursday. Today's Thursday. Okay, yeah. Today's Thursday. Yes, great. So I have one more day, Friday, a business day to be able to take care of all this business I gotta take care of until the weekend. I'm gonna chillax on the weekend because shoot, I've been running and ripping like a chicken with my head cut off. But I was gonna sleep all day today, and I thought, shoot, today's such a beautiful day. The birds are chirping, the kids are outside playing, the sun is shining. Why not go out there and make the most of it and take in and soak in God's beautiful creations around me? Sometimes we got to stop and smell the roses around us because a lot of people don't do that. They just live day by day doing the same routine every day and they're going about their business, but they're not being about the Father's business. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be about my Father's business, and that is God. So I want to go out there and just appreciate what He has, blessed us with this beautiful, beautiful world that we live in, even though the things of the world might not be that beautiful, but the things around us that God has made and the promises that He have promised us, they are beautiful. And like the trees and the oxygen from the trees and how the wind just blows through the trees so nicely. I'm not trying to be poetic or mushy and all that, but I really do pay attention to stuff like that. Ever since I was a child, I would go outside and I would touch the flowers and I'd be like, you know, I don't know, I don't want to seem like a weirdo, but yeah, I pay attention to nature and stuff around me a lot. So that's just me though. Um, Let me see. Uh-oh. Sorry, y'all. I got another device I'm trying to log on to right now. I will be glad when I move. I know that's right, Catherine, because shoot, there ain't nothing like starting again. Well, not starting necessarily starting over, but it's nothing like being able to be in a new environment and see the new things that life has to offer wherever you go to. Oh, thank you for sharing me out. Did you share me out? Thank you for sharing me out. I don't know why it didn't give me that notification. It usually tells me when people share me out. That is so sweet. Thank you, Catherine. So let me see how much time okay, 1 minute left. 1 minute left, y'all. So yeah. Thank you all so much for joining your girl today. And trust me, if nobody told you today, and I'm gonna say these words, shout out to Deborah, Catch It by Faith. If no one told you today that they love you, I'm gonna tell you that I love you. And God bless you. And I hope that you all have a great day, like I said before, and prosperous and make the most of it because today is a new day for us to get it right. It's a new day for us to change something that we didn't have the opportunity to do yesterday. So go out there and change it today and make the best of it. And always look at the brighter side in life because grass is not always greener on the other side. So stay inside your yard and tend to your own flowers and tend to your own garden and keep it real. Anyways, thank y'all so much. Lunch money. Oh, thank you so much. um, all right, y'all. So I'll see y'all next time, and I thank you and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much, Catherine. Thank you so much to the other person also. Thank you. And you all have a blessed day. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, Diamond.